Okay, this video is what is the future of genetic medicine or precision medicine, personalized medicine. And what I'm going to tell you here is, first of all, they want to sequence your genome to see what your genes are, what diseases are you at high risk for. And then they're going to tailor your treatment with that. They say that might guide their choice of drugs so they can pick the drug that's going to be most successful just for you. They care so much about you. What do I think of this? Sounds like a bunch of BS. Okay, hardly any disease is genetic. There's slight difference in genetic susceptibility to diseases, but it's relatively minor. If you go to China for 1975, a billion out of a billion rice eaters, they're all skinny. Doesn't matter what their genes are. And if you go to the Western world with the SAD diet eater, standard American diet, almost all of them are fat after 50 with fatty liver, hypertension, prediabetes, diabetes, or coronary disease. The genes don't really matter that much. Okay. Now, don't be surprised if they use this genetic testing as a way to figure out, how they're going to bump people off. Okay, I don't see altruism and goodness in this. Okay, and then the next thing is if you look at like college biology courses, biochemistry textbooks, there's this tremendous overemphasis on DNA, genetic engineering, and all this stuff. And you say, well, why do they want to do this? Well, first of all, it's going to be profitable. Once you test the genome, there's going to be a whole bunch of incidentalomas, areas of uncertain significance. So then they're going to have to do follow-up testing to check for that. Oh, you might be at risk for heart disease. Check your cholesterol, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we already know if you eat the SAD diet, you're at risk for heart disease. So it's going to generate, anytime you do some type of screening test, there's always a whole bunch of follow-up testing opportunities that they can make money off of you. The other thing I think is that a lot of these billionaires, they want to declare themselves to be GODS, and I think what's really going on is they want to clone themselves. They got to, first of all, experiment on the proles, figure out how to do it successfully. And then they're going to try to clone themselves. I mean, why wouldn't they? Okay. They're going to clone themselves perhaps for spare parts in case they need a future kidney transplant. They can clone, what they're going to want. They're going to want letter E and letter X, slaves. Okay. There's a dating coach. He's pretty good. His name is Rich Cooper. And here's what he says. He says, women care about a man's future, meaning his earning potential. Men care about a woman's past. I mean, if a woman's real promiscuous, that means she's more likely to cheat on you. She's more likely to have a sexually transmitted disease. She's more likely to divorce you. She's more likely to, cuckold you and you'll raise somebody else's kid. So she's very high risk for the man. And nowadays, too, with birth control pills, promiscuity, the divorce system favoring the woman totally, 80% of divorces filed by women, all of these things increase the risk of marriage. So what does that mean? It means that marriage is no longer a good deal for most men. So men don't want to get married. But for women, getting married is a great deal, okay? Like I said, the best chance a woman has to make a lot of money is to marry financially well. That's just an obvious fact. I don't care if she's got a medical degree, the same thing for her too. Look at my wife, okay, my ex-wife. And what I'm thinking of, to me, you've heard of the movie Stepford Wives. And the Stepford Wives movie was really sort of an indirect game played to promote feminism and by degrading housewives. But, they could do a cloned obedient wife project. And they could do something like, have the girls only exposed to men that are potent, that would just be their fathers and brothers until 18-year-olds. So they're all going to be virgins. You could have them educated in a convent by nuns. And, maybe some eunuchs will be allowed, as the groundskeepers or something. Then at 18 years old, for all the virgins, there could be a debutante dance, some speed dating ritual of some sort. Then they could all be married off. They'd be the most highly valued women on the planet. So there might be some future for this genetic stuff, but I don't think it's going to do much for healthcare.